Greetings and welcome. This is the Cell Guru Show and my name is Rajiv Makni and the name of the show today is a packed show. Why? Well, because we'll start off first with the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event, the much awaited S22 series, a brand new Ultra phone that is replacing the Note series and their very high-end S8 tablets. Then we'll move on to a great phone, the Vivo T1. Yes, a new T series from Vivo, under 20,000 rupees, focus on performance, camera, great looks, all that really happens out there, and a very aggressive 20,000 rupees and under price. Then we'll do a shootout, Oppo Reno 7 Pro versus OnePlus 9 RT versus Xiaomi 11T Pro. Very interesting now that we've got phones at the same price point, which is the best mid-premium smartphone, around 45,000 rupees. And another one, the Sony WF-C500 TWS earbuds, entry-level TWS earbuds from the Sony brand, big on sound but relatively affordable. That and a whole lot more happening on the Cell Guru Show. And our top story is where we are packed with the Unpacked event. Now, this is the much awaited big Unpacked event from Samsung. New lineup of Galaxy S22 phones, three of them. The Galaxy S22, that's the plain vanilla. Galaxy S22 Plus, that's the mid one. And the big one, Samsung S22 Ultra. 6.1, 6.6 inches for the S22 and S22 Plus. But I have to talk to you about the Ultra first. Now this is where I can finally tell you that the Note series is dead and buried. No more Note series, because this now is literally like the Note series. So great on design, great on everything, camera, specs, performance, but the S Pen and nitography, the capability that these phones have now where they can take almost perfect pictures in pitch dark is the big thing. Then next generation Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 or Exynos 2200 depending upon the region. Smaller batteries on the S22 and S22 Plus, which is very, very surprising. And the big one, like I said, is the S Pen and the new improved latency, 2.8 milliseconds, 6.8-inch AMOLED on the Ultra, Quad HD display, 1750 nits of peak brightness, which is insane. Camera hardware and sensors almost the same, but like I said, the low light photography goes to a whole different level. Now, they are saying fast charging, but for Samsung, fast charging means 45 watts. And the other part is I have to talk to you about these beautiful, beautiful tablets. The Galaxy S8 tablets, the biggest one, 14.6-inch AMOLED screen, 120Hz refresh rate, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 with S Pen support. This is beautiful. I mean, think about it. 14.6 inches, that's bigger than most laptops. And that's what it really is, a laptop replacement. Let's take a look.
All eyes are on Samsung as the company unpacks its flagship lineup for 2022. Yes, it's time for Galaxy Unpacked, where the Korean smartphone giant sets the benchmark for all upcoming high-end devices. And this year, Samsung isn't holding back. Earlier this week at Galaxy Unpacked 2022, Samsung introduced 4 new devices, all of which pack bleeding-edge spec sheets, ultra-premium design, and a renewed focus on software experience that is bound to have competitors rethinking their strategies. Kicking it off with the phone that everyone has been waiting for, the Galaxy S22 Ultra. A Note by any other name, the phone is a culmination of all the innovations made by the brand under both the Note and S series of devices. The metal design channels the aesthetic of the Note series but gets rid of an unsightly camera bumps. In a first for the S series, the S22 Ultra even integrates a built-in S Pen slot. The phone is chock full of innovations like an even stronger Gorilla Glass Victus Plus at the front of the huge 6.8-inch 120Hz display. But perhaps the most exciting change is that this year Samsung is debuting the phone with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset in India. Paired with 8, 12 or 16 GB of RAM, buyers can expect best-in-class performance. In fact, you can even get the phone with a whopping 1 TB of storage. On the camera front too, Samsung is upping its game with software. While the sensors remain the same as last year's S21 Ultra, Samsung claims that the 108 megapixel primary camera, 12 megapixel ultra, 10 megapixel 3x zoom and a fourth 10 megapixel 10x zoom lens will perform better than ever. You also get a 40 megapixel selfie camera. Wrapping things up is a 5000 mAh battery with 45 watt charging support. Looking for something a bit smaller? That's where the Galaxy S22 Plus and Galaxy S22 come in. Both phones bring significant upgrades over outgoing models, including a matte finish and an aluminium frame. The Galaxy S22 Plus and S22 are also powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, just like the Ultra. Major differences like in the cameras, where Samsung has swapped out the 108 megapixel camera from the Ultra for a 50 megapixel primary camera on the S22 Plus and S22. The phones also drop the 10x optical zoom. Clocking in at 6.6 inches and 6.1 inches respectively, the Galaxy S22 Plus and Samsung Galaxy S22 are designed for those who want the premium experience in a more pocketable form factor. All phones in the S22 series also get an unprecedented 4 years of Android updates and 5 years of security patches. Accompanying the phones, Samsung has also introduced a trio of tablets. The Galaxy Tab S8, S8 Plus and S8 Ultra bring much of the same spec sheet, including the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset. The primary difference between the three is screen size and battery life. While the Tab S8 is a media-centric device with an 11-inch 120Hz LCD screen, bumps this up to a 12.4-inch Super AMOLED panel. Finally, the Tab S8 Ultra bumps this all the way to a 14.6-inch Super AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate. Battery sizes measure in 8000, 10,000 and 11,200 mAh respectively. Samsung is expected to introduce the entire range in India in the coming weeks, with prices that should be upwards of £1 lakh for the top-of-the-line variants. In the market for a phone that puts the Ultra in Ultra? Better start saving.
Next up is a phone series that I think has a lot of potential for Vivo. This is the new T series, the Vivo T1 5G. Now, it's a very interesting thing. This Vivo's coming in aggressive. All the things they're good at, great design, very, very good screens, fantastic camera, good battery life. They're putting it into an under 20,000 rupee phone. So nice, the squarish monolith design, slim and lightweight, matte finish, really shines, different colors on the way the light falls on it. It's got a hybrid SIM slot, headphone jack, a great LCD 120Hz panel, a good screen, like I said, very good quality screen. Single speaker, so that's the part where I think they missed out a little bit. Snapdragon 695 processor, which is a great processor, 8GB RAM, 128GB storage. And like I said, the camera is really, really good. Some nice gaming features have been put into it that also work very, very well. And the 50 megapixel primary sensor gave us fantastic pictures. 5000 mAh battery, 18-watt charger, priced under 20,000 rupees, 19,990.
Vivo is ready to stir up the under 20k market with the T1 5G. The design-first newbie comes with all the essentials, but adds a few bits to spice up the segment. Yes, 5G, 120Hz screen refresh rate, triple camera setup and even a headphone jack are all there. That alone isn't enough to take on Redmi and Realme's supremacy in this segment. Let's find out what makes the Vivo T1 5G tick in the Cellguru review. Shimmering and shifting colors seem to be the flavor of the season, and the T1 brings you a bold taste of it. We have the Rainbow Fantasy variant, which flows like the colors of the rainbow under direct light. Vivo claims that it is the slimmest 5G phone under 20k, and it sure does feel like it. That hasn't had an impact on ergonomics, though, as the boxy design with curved edges makes the phone comfortable to hold. The phone is incredibly light too. Unfortunately, all the glitz and glamour at the back can't make up for the disappointing front. The teardrop notch and the big bottom bezel make it feel a little dated. Sticking to the front, the 6.58-inch Full HD display with 120Hz is one of the key highlights of the phone. The screen is responsive, the colors are vivid, and viewing angles even under direct sunlight don't disappoint. However, the missing stereo speakers take away from the T1 5G being a complete package for multimedia enthusiasts. Powering the phone is the Snapdragon 695 that enables 5G in this sleek phone. In our time with T1 5G, we found everyday performance satisfactory but did notice a few jitters when dealing with multiple apps and heavy games. The T1 5G borrows the 4D vibration mode from iQOO for enhanced gaming. Also stuffed inside is a large vapor cooling chamber to avoid heating issues. The T1 ships in 6GB and 8GB RAM variants with 128GB of internal storage on board. Vivo's T1 5G runs on FunTouch OS 12 on top of Android 12. You will definitely observe some bloatware here, but FunTouch OS has significantly improved over time. Coming to camera capabilities, Vivo didn't shy away from adding at least one lens. The 50 megapixel main sensor does a good job in capturing details on a good day. That can't be said for 2 megapixel bokeh camera and 2 megapixel macro camera. Both the lenses perform average at best with little detail in macro shots. Vivo should have added an ultra-wide lens given the competition makes it happen in this budget. There is a 16 megapixel front camera which does a great job at capturing selfies and offers some AI-enhanced beauty tricks to make you look like a star. Enabling a full day of use is a juiced up 5000 mAh battery. The phone lasts a full day of use, which is great because the 18-watt charger in the box sure takes hours to top off the battery. The Cell Guru verdict. Under 20k is a highly competitive segment in the smartphone market, and while the Vivo T1 5G isn't a bad showing from the brand, it feels lackluster on key metrics like all-out performance and imaging capabilities.
And now I'm going to do a really interesting shootout. Frankly speaking, the stories I enjoy the most are shootouts because one, we pitch so many phones against each other. Second, it's really great buying advice. You can really take your call of what you want based on which kind, design, camera, screen, battery, performance, everything. So we'll do the Oppo Reno 7 Pro versus the OnePlus 9 RT versus Xiaomi 11T Pro. Now, these phones are all priced very, very close to each other. All have great features, all really playing a top-of-the-line game. So which one is the better phone? Well, there's one way to find out, and we're about to do that.
In a price-sensitive market like ours, it's impossible for a smartphone to check all the boxes unless it's a flagship device that is pricey. In this segment of smartphones, some devices choose speed, some focus on camera prowess, and some on a vivid display.
Oppo's Reno series has built its value proposition around design and a versatile camera and has managed to find a good balance between form and function. But now there are many brands who are packing their mid-premium smartphones to the brim with relatively powerful specs at a comparatively affordable price. Yes, we are talking about the recently announced OnePlus 9 RT and Xiaomi 11T Pro, which are great smartphones for the price. But when we put the Oppo Reno 7 Pro to the mix, which one comes out on top and deserves to be on your list if you have a budget of 45,000 rupees? Let's find out in our Cell Guru review. Let's start by comparing the designs of the devices, and right from the get-go, the Oppo Reno 7 Pro stands out from the competition with its new laser-etched design and the Star Trail blue color, which throws gradual shades of blue and purples. The back of the Xiaomi 11T Pro also has a similar colorway that could look a bit flashy and tacky, but it sure looks striking. But we tend to lean towards the matte finish of the hacker black color option of the OnePlus 9 RT, as it's almost a sandstone type finish and repels fingerprints. All three smartphones are big phones, so that it's a good thing that they are comfortable to hold and the weight distribution is done well. Coming to the display, all three sport big and bright AMOLED panels with good color reproduction and contrast, and you could not go wrong with any of them when consuming any type of content. But Xiaomi pushes the boundaries by making use of a 10-bit panel that offers up to 1 billion colors. And if that wasn't enough, it also adds Dolby Vision and Atmos support, which is then complemented by perfectly tuned Harman Kardon stereo speakers, making the 11T Pro a binge machine. At the heart of both the OnePlus and Xiaomi is the flagship Snapdragon 888, whereas Oppo goes the MediaTek route by packing a Dimensity 1200 Max. There are various RAM and storage options, but Oppo comes in a single variant of 12GB RAM and 256GB storage. What all this translates to in real life is all three have enough performance chops to run multiple apps simultaneously or play any of the most intensive games without any hiccups. Adding more positives, both OnePlus 9 RT and Xiaomi 11T Pro support a 120Hz fast refresh rate for buttery smooth scrolling and animations, whereas Oppo makes do with a 90Hz refresh rate, which is disappointing for the price it demands. Cameras are one of the things which are marketed as one of the highlight features of the Oppo Reno 7 Pro, as it employs a new rear camera sensor co-developed with Sony. And we would say the images from the 50 megapixel primary sensor are vibrant with good details overall. The image quality is on par with the Xiaomi 11T Pro and the OnePlus 9 RT. As for the wide-angle cameras, OnePlus 9 RT has an edge owing to a higher megapixel count, which gives reasonable images with not much distortion. Where Xiaomi wins hands down is its macro camera, which is one of the best we've seen so far. The Super Macro mode offers excellent depth while focusing quickly on the subject. The 32-megapixel front-facing shooter does a brilliant job of capturing skin tones. And to keep things running, both the Oppo and the OnePlus are packing 4500 mAh battery packs, whereas the Xiaomi packs a bigger 5000 mAh battery. All three will last you through a full day during moderate use. When you find yourself plugged in, the Xiaomi offers a whopping 120-watt fast charging that can juice up the battery in a jiff, whereas both the Oppo and the OnePlus also come with 65-watt fast chargers, which are also plenty fast. This has truly been the battle of the budget flagships, with all three putting their best foot forward. The Xiaomi 11T Pro seems to be the clear winner, as it not only has better specs, making it more value for money, but also performs better compared to the Oppo Reno 7 Pro and the OnePlus 9 RT. That said, whichever phone you pick, you are sure to get top-notch performance, a beautiful display, and great battery life with really fast charging.
Let's take a quick break right now on the Cell Guru Show. When we come back, lots more happening. And our next story is the Sony WF-C500 TWS earbuds. Sony usually makes great audio products, but they are pretty expensive. The design resembles the WF-1000XM4, but they are smaller, more lightweight, more pocketable case. They're little plasticky, sturdy case, comfortable, snug fit, IPX4 water and sweat resistance. Physical button on the earbud makes it sometimes hard to press because, it is a little fiddly. Different commands to the Sony headphone app, but the sound signature is very much Sony. Solid bass, good amount of separation, customizable EQ in the app, no noise cancellation or transparency mode, but you do get 20 hours of total playback. No wireless charging also, priced at $8,990.
Sony is no stranger to the true wireless earbuds market. It sells some of the best TWS we've heard of, namely the WF-1000XM4. But Sony has been hesitant to enter the more budget-friendly end of the market. That is, until they released the WF-C500, its smallest and most affordable true wireless earbuds so far. But to get the price right, Sony had to compromise on a lot of features that made its other models so compelling. Did it go too far? Let's answer this in our Cell Guru review. At first glance, the Sony WF-C500 looks like any other wireless earbuds out there, mostly resembling their own bigger brother, the WF-1000XM4s. They're a bit smaller when compared, so they don't protrude from your ear as much. The earbuds themselves wear the Sony branding visible when you wear them and have an actual round button on the side. The earbuds are comfortable, snug, yet soft enough to fit in your ears to wear them for hours. You can sit them as deeply as you need to, and once they've been placed, they do not budge at all. Combine this with their IPX4 water and sweat resistance, and you have a nice little set of companions that would make runners and other fitness enthusiasts pretty happy. Coming to the case itself, we must admit that we really like the case. While some will say that the translucent plastic top makes it look cheap, it feels sturdy, which is important in a product that is going to be rattling around in your pocket or bag all day long. Plus, the plastic top allows you to view the charging indicators without opening the case, which is a nice little time saver. Overall, the materials used are not cheap, and the semi-transparent lid of the charging case is a nice design choice in our opinion. The buds and the case don't feel premium, but rather sturdy and fit for daily use. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for the buttons on the Sony WF-C500. The buttons on each earpiece are much harder to press because of their physical nature, particularly when you have to press 3 times in quick succession for some commands. The command system is basic, utilizing between 1 and 3 taps for commands like next song and lower volume. You can also hold down the right button to summon either Google Assistant or Alexa, which works well. Now coming to the good stuff. There is one thing we found to be consistent, and that is Sony's sound signature. It tends to be warm, with the bass being solid but rarely overbearing. There is a usually pleasing amount of detail and separation in the mid, upper mid and high frequencies. The earbuds sound rich and full, and the Sony Headphones app gives you the same opportunity to tweak the EQ. And speaking of the Headphones Connect app, it's pretty full-featured but misses out on some features like active noise cancellation, which makes listening in noisy environments difficult, or transparency mode for that matter. There is also no way to customize the controls on the earbuds, which is a shame. When it comes to battery life, Sony claims a playtime of 10 hours and the case holds an additional 10 hours for a total of 20. During our usage, the robust battery life was definitely noticeable and actually quite impressive. 10 minutes in the case will give the earbuds an hour of playtime. Wireless charging is not supported, but again, considering the price, it's not surprising. Priced at 8,990 rupees, the Sony WF-C500 gets a lot of things right. Whether it is sound quality, a comprehensive mobile app, or a sturdy case, all being relatively affordable. Sony's reputation for great quality and value for money has not been diminished by the C500s, and for the sub 10,000 rupee price tag, they could very well be one of the best sounding sets of affordable wireless earbuds out there.
That then was the Cell Guru show for this week. So much that we packed into this Unpacked special, but lots coming up next week. So do join me right here on the Cell Guru show.